Turn the volume up. Listen to my whispers. Close you eyes and let the darkness take shape around you. Every creak, every breath, every shadow you imagine is part of the story. Are you ready? They say every story hides a truth buried beneath the words, waiting to be unearthed. Tonight, I'll tell you the real story of Little Red Riding Hood. Not the fairy tale, not the one where the hunter saves her. This is what really happened the night she walked into her grandmother's house and found the wolf waiting. This is the wolf in grandmother's bed. The forest of Black Hollow was older than the village that clung to its edge. Tall pines rose like ribs around a heart, and in the moonlight, the forest seemed to breathe. No one went there after dark, except for one girl. Her name was Eveline, but everyone called her Little Red because of the scarlet cloak she always wore, a gift from her grandmother. That evening, her mother filled a small basket with bread, cheese, and a bottle of sweet wine. Go straight there, she warned. Don't leave the path. Don't talk to strangers, and be home before dark. Eveline smiled. It's just a walk through the woods, Mother. I'll be fine. The sun was setting as she entered the trees, and the air was cool and thick with mist. The forest floor crackled under her boots. Every now and then, she thought she heard something behind her, a second set of footsteps. But whenever she turned, there was nothing. The woods grew darker with each step. The birds stopped singing. The silence pressed in like water. Somewhere far off, a wolf howled. Eveline laughed nervously. Just stories, she muttered. Just stories. But deep down, her heart was beginning to race. Halfway through the forest, she saw something in the mud, paw prints. Large, deep, too large to be any ordinary wolf. She crouched, touching the edge of one, still fresh. Then she heard it, the low growl of something breathing, close by. Her eyes darted through the trees, searching. Only shadows. She stood and hurried down the path, clutching her basket tight. Minutes stretched into hours. The forest seemed endless. Finally, through the tangle of trees, she saw it, her grandmother's cottage. A single window glowed faintly, and relief washed over her. But as she drew closer, her smile faded. The door hung crooked on its hinges. One side splintered open. The frame was covered in long, deep claw marks. The garden fence was trampled flat. The air smelled of blood. Grandmother, Eveline whispered. No answer. Her stomach turned as she stepped inside. The cottage was in ruin, furniture overturned, dishes shattered. Blood smeared the walls like finger paint, thick and dark. On the floor near the hearth lay a broken teacup, still dripping red. Eveline's voice trembled. Grandmother. A faint sound came from the bedroom. A slow, raspy breathing. She stepped closer. The door creaked open. Inside, the curtains were drawn, the room dim. Someone was lying in the bed beneath the covers. Eveline exhaled in shaky relief. Grandmother, it's me. It's Eveline. The shape under the blanket didn't move, except for that slow, heavy breathing. She took a step closer. "Grandmother, are you hurt?" Still no answer. Something about the room felt wrong. The air was too warm. The smell musky, wild, animal. Eveline's hand trembled as she reached for the blanket. "Grandmother." She pulled it back. The breath caught in her throat. Underneath was not her grandmother. It was a wolf. Massive, matted fur glistening in the half-light, jaws slick with blood. Its eyes opened, glowing, yellow, and hungry. For one terrible second, it just stared at her. Then it snarled. Eveline screamed and stumbled backward, the basket falling from her hands, bread scattering across the floor. The wolf rose from the bed, impossibly tall, its shoulders brushing the rafters. Its claws scraped the wood. It bared its teeth, lips curling back over long, red-stained fangs. Eveline turned and ran. The beast roared behind her, a sound so loud it shook the walls. She sprinted through the ruined kitchen, tripping over broken furniture, slamming into the half-open door. The wolf crashed through it a moment later, splinters flying. She bolted into the trees. The forest was alive with noise now. Snapping branches, thundering paws, the ragged sound of her own breath. The moon was full, spilling pale light through the canopy. She could hear it behind her, faster, closer, gaining. She veered off the path, weaving between trees, slipping on roots. Her cloak snagged on a branch. She tore it free, heart hammering. The howling grew louder, closer, deafening. She reached the riverbank, black water rushing under the moonlight. She looked left, right, no bridge, no way across. The wolf burst from the trees. It was enormous, fur dark as coal, eyes burning gold. Its muzzle dripped red. Eveline backed to the edge of the water, trembling. "Stay back," she screamed, snatching up a stick. The wolf growled deep, rumbling, then lunged. She swung wildly, the stick snapping against its shoulder. The impact did nothing. It was like hitting a wall of muscle and bone. The beast slammed into her, knocking her to the ground. She felt its claws dig into her arms, the hot breath on her face. She kicked and screamed, trying to crawl away. The wolf opened its jaws wide, saliva dripping onto her cheek. She reached for a rock, swung it up, smashing it against its snout. It howled in pain, staggering back. Eveline scrambled to her feet and ran again, tears blurring her vision. But the forest closed around her, endless, twisting. The mist thickened. She didn't know which way led home. The growls echoed from every side. She tripped, falling hard onto the cold ground. Her hand landed on something soft, her grandmother's red shawl, torn and soaked in blood. Her scream broke into sobs. The wolf's shadow fell over her. She turned, and it was already there. The beast's eyes gleamed like fire as it loomed closer. She whispered a prayer, though she couldn't remember the words. The wolf lowered its head, sniffed her hair, and growled softly, almost tenderly. Then it struck. The forest filled with the sound of tearing flesh, of bone cracking, of a single scream that didn't last long. Then silence. The river kept flowing, washing red into the current. Days later, the villagers found the ruins of the cottage. The door was gone, the roof half collapsed. Blood painted the walls in long, dried streaks. They found 2 sets of footprints, one human, one something else, leading into the woods, but never out. And near the riverbank, tangled in the reeds, they found a torn piece of red cloth. No one ever saw Eveline again. But some nights, when the moon burns full and white, villagers claim they see a girl in a crimson cloak walking among the trees, and beside her, padding silently through the mist, a massive black wolf with eyes like molten gold, neither living nor dead, bound to the forest that took them both. They say monsters are born from stories, but sometimes stories are born from monsters. The forest of Black Hollow still stands. The wind still howls through its branches, and if you listen closely, you might hear her footsteps, light, quick, running forever, with the sound of something following, just behind. The wolf still waits. Thank you for listening to tonight's story, The Wolf in Grandmother's Bed. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to leave a light on tonight. You never know who or what might come knocking. If you enjoyed tonight's story, don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe for more nightmares.